Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about fishing. Don't worry, I'm just in splash zone from my last video that I recorded. Oh, fishing. So I spent roughly 4 hours of my life, not all in one sitting, across different days. When I got like bored at night and I'd already done all my videos, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna go and fish. 4 hours I spent fishing. I fished 1,000 fishing pools. So as you get over here to the fishing pond, this is where I fished. You could typically go around the map and just pick up anywhere. I think over here there's quite a lot of fishing pools, but I just did it here, the fishing spot. This is typically where everybody is at the start of the game, so you're going to see a lot of fishing. So I wanted to test the drop rate here. So what I would do is there's a checkpoint in this town, Plungeford. I would literally just run my way around this island. I hate how the cursor moves on the menu, man. And back to the point of interest over here. If there are no fish anywhere in this area, I just quit the game and reload it to try and load in the fishing spots. So if you don't know how fishing works, if you've never looked at it, if you don't care about it, you will see a pool of water that is disturbed by white circles with sometimes fish jumping out the water. This tells you there's a fishing pond. You can go there and you'll see probably about 3 or 4 of them, thinking you might only get to pull 3 things out. However, sometimes you'll be able to pull out a lot more. Essentially, these little pools will keep reappearing for a certain amount of time, so you can get 8 or 9 fishes in one go. So what I did was, I didn't do 1,000 pool, like 1,000 groups of pools. Each pool for me was one fishing attempt. So I did 1,000 of them across 4 hours. Which is a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. So what can happen is you throw your fishing rod in, or your little hand thing, you pull out something. Typically it's just a can of whatever. It's just a can, a tin, because of that old fishing trope. That you can either catch it and throw it away, or just leave it to fall back into the water. You will see this a lot, as you are going to find out in a minute when I read you all the things that have happened. But what you can also get is a random amounts of weapons that pop out of the water into the air. You have to then catch the ones that you want. So let's say you pull out some weapons and they fly up into the air. There's a green, a blue, a green, a purple. You probably want to grab the blue and the purple. So you'd look up into the air, you'd make sure you're highlighting them, and you'd pull them in, and you'd pull them in. This then would drop that item next to you on the floor. Even though I lost some, it like glitched through the floor, I don't know. Very frustrating. It's an okay mini game, but it feels like it was just an afterthought because it is absolutely terrible. The reason why I did this, if you did not know, there is a legendary grenade you can get. I can't remember what it's called, but it is basically a fish that bounces up and down, causing damage. I don't think it's a good legendary grenade. I just want it because it's funny, and if you can make it into some sort of build, it could be a lot of fun to use, and that's what Borderlands is about, is fun. However, fishing is not fun. It's the worst thing in this game by far. So let's talk about the rewards that I got. 1,000 pools of water over 4 hours. 945 of those attempts were fishing cans. There was only 55 instances where I got loot to pop out of the water, and none of them were legendary. None of them was the fish grenade. So you can imagine, with the tone of my voice and how I'm trying to articulate myself, that I am very, very angry and frustrated at a fishing game that is not fun. Any good game in this world has good fishing mechanics. Even if it's just something basic like clicking a button, you get rewarded for your efforts. I want to repeat this. 1,000 fishing pond attempts. 945 of them was a useless tin/can. Right, let's get on to the loot that dropped, because loot did drop for a short period of time across the hours that I spent on it. Oh, right, greens. Greens are typically going to appear more in most instances in a loot game because they're the most common. I got out of 55 pulls 127 greens. So I spent 4 hours of my life to get 127 greens. I didn't pick them up, I didn't collect them, I didn't pull them in. I just watched them pop into the air and then counted them as they were going. So like they'd fall out, be like, oh, 2 greens, a blue, so on. And then I'd mark it down. I've got like a whole piece of paper where I mark everything down. And then we move on to blues. So blues, 72. Didn't quite break 100, which is scandalous for spending 4 hours of your life and fishing 1,000 times. But we got 72 blues. None of them were useful. A lot of them glitched through the floor and disappeared anyway. So that's fun. Then we move on to purples. In the first 100 attempts, I had 4 purples. 4 purples out of 100 attempts. Over the space of the entire 1,000, I had 38 purples. None of them were useful to me. A lot of them were just bog standard, normal stuff. Nothing fun or interesting. And I am sad about my life and how we got here. So fishing, right. Here's the problem for me. If it was an afterthought, why did you put it in? That fish grenade could have literally just went anywhere into the game. It did not have to come from this. There's a whole Easter egg based around Tannis on a fish fighting Handsome Jack, and it's all cardboard cutouts. And it's an achievement as well. So that Easter egg could have just also gave you that fish. A reward for doing a fun Easter egg. Because that's what this game's about. That's what Borderlands is about. Is fun. Interesting fun stuff. And this fishing game is the most boring, monotonous, unforgiving, unrelenting piece of crap I've ever seen in a game. How can you fish 1,000 attempts and get 945 duds? It blows my mind. I'm not going to moan about it too much, but if you are thinking about fishing, please consider the amount of time you are going to have to put in to potentially get nothing ever. Or you might get it on the first attempt. Obviously, no one's going to go to the extremes that I have, but as you're running past some pools of water, just have a go, just pull them out because you never know. But I would not attempt to try and get this legendary fish at all, because it's just frustrating. I'm going to do it because I want that grenade so I can make a video on it. So I'm going to absolutely rinse myself to exhaustion to try and get a goddamn fish grenade in the worst fishing game ever made. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got the fish yet, and how did you get it, and how long did it take you to get it, because I'm very interested in being very upset over the fact that someone would definitely have got it first try. Thank you for watching. I've been Easy Now. You guys have been awesome.